So now that we have the turn signals done, we're gonna move on to the circle thing. So I've already drawn out. This will be a little bit complicated, so I'm gonna try to explain the best I can. But the whole idea is we're gonna try to keep everything grouped up together. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to put the first and last LEDs of each group in, just to kind of explain it better. But I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So, because this is really boils down to how well you plan it out. So let's see, it's the first. Okay, so I have all the positives now lined out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna bend them over and kind of explain what the thought process is here. I'm trying to do this with as few extra pieces as possible, right? So you see the first of this group, the positive reaches out there. And then to make sure I can reach it, I'm gonna add a bend like this. And then mate it to this. Like so. Same thing with this. I'm going to add a bend to this. That made it to here. Like so. And the key is you kind of want to get enough contact area. You don't want it to be barely tips touching because it's going to break and you don't want to have to do this again. So same thing with here. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this area, bend it over, and reach this. Like so. Okay, now that that's done, so you can see I now have one central power area for this red area. So now I'm going to do the reverse. And again, I'm going to put all the LEDs of the very tail end in. And this is kind of where we're going to need a jumper. And unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like there's going to be a way around it. So I'm going to put the last LEDs of each group in. And this one's going to be the loner right here. And this is where we're going to actually use that jumper wire, like that blue wire we saw before. But the rest should be able to connect. So this one's going to go this way. This one's going to go this way. And then actually going to go up slightly. This. Come on. Okay. This one I'm going to actually bend backwards and then go back up so that I maintain the contact area that I want. And then finally, this one's going to go back down and meet it. Right. So now I have this area where they're all connected. And then I don't want this to cross over here because I do have a power wire here. So I'm going to use this wire after the fact and bridge it like that. So now that I have all that sorted out, I can go ahead and finish putting in the rest of my LEDs. Remember, you're doing positive to negative. So long pin, short pin, long pin, short pin. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up that. So now that I have all my LEDs in and I've already bent down the first and last pin, I can go ahead and cut these just like the previous one. This is approximately the same spacing, so I'm also going to cut about maybe 1/3 the way up. Now that I have it bent, so this is probably one of the parts where knowing the flat side, which side is the flat side, which side is the long side would be helpful. However, I'm just going to go ahead and start bending them. Because I'm going to bend the straight line ones because those are easy to figure out how to bend them. And again, like previously, we're gonna leave 2 LED pins up between 2 LEDs so I can put a resistor between them. Okay, so the square one, like I said, it's gonna be this LED. So here, it's gonna go from here to here to here to here. So you can see the way I bend the LED pins will reflect that. I'm gonna leave these 2 up for the resistor, and then I'm gonna bend these like this. Same thing with this one. Here to here. Here to here. Here to here. And then here to here. So you notice for this one, I actually bent all the LED pins, and the reason why is because I noticed this one was actually a little too short for my taste. So I'm actually gonna bend these up, back up, and use this as my resistor group. That's a good way to basically, essentially, just figure out which LED pins you wanna use, because it's nice to do that instead of replacing the LEDs. So now that I'm done with that, I can go ahead and start putting resistors in. It's the same process as the last video, last turn signal section. So this time I'm using red. I'm looking at the 13.4. Red groups of 4 is 470. Red groups of 3 is gonna be 680. Or sorry, red groups of 5 are gonna be 270. So I have my 270 here. I'm gonna put it on my lone group of 5. And then for the rest of them, I'm gonna use groups of 4, 470. So 470, groups of 4, right here. So now that I have all the resistors in, I'm gonna go ahead and solder all of them. Same story as before. All right, so now everything's soldered. I'm gonna go ahead and jump this wire so that I have all the grounds connected. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut this pin shorter because I do not need the whole pin, and it's actually just a liability because it does wobble around. So I'll do that. I'm gonna tin this wire, which I've already done, and then solder this onto here. And I'm actually gonna secure all of these at a later date. Sorry, not a later date, a different video. We're just talking about soldering and wiring for this one. Okay, that's good. So now I'm just gonna figure out what length I need. So probably around that long would be good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right there. Don't do this at home, but I'm also gonna use my snips as wire strippers. Tin it, and now it should completely turn on. Like that. So that pretty much covers the intro to wiring for the Angel Wings kit. Next up, I believe we're going to cover the assembly portion from the housing into the taillight, as well as cover how we personally install these bulbs to get the bottom section, this section to light up. So if you like this video, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you liked. Let us know if you have any questions. For those who are following along with us and do have this kit and have very specific questions for us, there's 2 ways you can get a hold of us. You can email us at sales@illumaesthetic.com. However, we do actually have a build forum facebook.com/illumaesthetic builders group. We'll leave a link in the description where we have all our builders, our network, other builders, and ourselves, which can help ask, where you can post pictures and ask more specific questions. Unfortunately, it is customers only, but that's a great resource. We have photos. We usually leave these pre-wired photos on there as well. So if you guys have any other questions or want to see us do anything else, let us know. But until then, wait till next week and we will post the next video of the Angel Wings build. I'll see you guys in the next one.